One quick poll reference here. It's a poll from Friday's show. We asked about circumcision.
Okay.
Yeah, now
that's a very controversial topic.
Indeed it is. Well, on Friday's show we had many controversial topics. You missed a doozy there. So we asked, simple question, should people do circumcision or not? We broke a record here. 1,494 votes. Okay, all right.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Majority say no.
They should
Against.
Not. Against circumcision. You are correct,
right.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly so. 25%, that's 381 votes saying yes, circumcision. 75% saying no, no to circumcision. So the app is relatively new. We're doing these polls every day. We're going to do one on the next story. Go participate. We love it. We read the comments. This one had over 138 comments on the app. Given how new the app is, that's wonderful.
That's amazing.
You type in TYT on the App Store, and you can just download it. By the way, you can watch the show live through the app, too. Okay, you just go to, in the top, there's these 5 things you can scroll through at the very top. Scroll to live, click the button, boom, here we are, right through the app. Boom, okay? One quick comment. Bree Camaretto wrote in on that poll. I admit that I'm biased, but the reason why is because I worked as a CNA for a few years. I've seen plenty of older men that have had complications with uncircumcised penises due to swelling and infection. Ouch.
Oh, my gosh.
If I had gotten that information earlier, I might have voted no as well. And as I said on the show, for adults, I'm clear. Absolutely no, right? For kids, I'm still a little torn, but our audience isn't.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know.
What's interesting is with an adult, I mean, there's actual consent involved. With kids, there is no consent. The parents make the decision for the kid, and I understand that parents should be able to make medical decisions for their kids. But, I mean, there's no evidence that it's medically necessary.
So, you and I have gone over this on air, and then I read a whole bunch of the comments on that poll, and a lot of people said what you said, but I would counter with, just as you pointed out, parents make so many involuntary decisions for the kids that are so important. There's just no way around that. There's just no way around it, So now it doesn't mean you should make this decision.
Right. Yeah.
Right? But overall, they make weighty decisions that affect the kids' lives day in, day out. Right?
So just one quick comment on this. I spoke to someone who got circumcised in his 20s, okay? And I asked him, what would you do if you had a son? Would you get him circumcised? And you know what he said? No. And I was actually really surprised because his circumcision went well. He said that he thinks he lost a little bit of sensitivity after he got it done. But he's like, no. He's like, I think that if you're born with it, you should just keep it.
He lost a little sensitivity afterwards. Okay, one guy, Robert, on the app. I was all over this on the app, okay? You don't know how all over the app I am. Also said he did it as an adult, also lost a little bit of sensitivity, right? Yeah. And somebody said that they switched their vote because of Robert's comment.
Wow, okay. You don't want to lose sensitivity in your man bits. Like, that's the best part of life.
Now, I had it when I was 6, as I've told everybody, right? Feels perfectly sensitive.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it would have been otherwise.
But that's the thing. I mean, with something as invasive as circumcision, you could have complications. So luckily, you got lucky. And hopefully, most people who do end up doing it get lucky. But there are people who suffer some serious consequences, including some cases where, kids will lose their entire, genitalia as a result. Not entire genitalia, but they'll lose their penis as a result of it.
Well, that's why it was in the news, because unfortunately, this happens somewhat frequently in South Africa because they're not doing it in the most... some of the cultural history that's still going on today, they don't do it in the most clean way possible because they wrap it in things and then they go away and yada yada. But luckily they did the first penile transplant and it worked.
I know, amazing.
Amazeballs.